How are you? Good. I know it's very, very hot outside. Have you been walking around all day? Oh, so you must be very thirsty. Well, we have plenty of iced teas for that. Were you looking for an iced tea, or is there something else that you're looking for? The loose leaf tea? Alright, we have plenty of those. We have a full list of the loose leaf teas, or I could help you find one if you would like. I could recommend some to you. Alright, great, yeah, I'd be more than happy to help you. Do you know what kind of tea it is that you're looking for? Like, we have green teas, black teas, herbal teas, green tea, for sure. Yeah, that's also my favorite type of tea, so I have a lot of favorites that I could recommend to you. Sure, let me see. Do you prefer flavored green teas, or would you want something like much more sort of like raw and maybe sort of grassy? Flavored, alright. That's definitely more popular. Let's see. This is our most popular green tea. It's called Kyoto Cherry Rose. And if you want to smell it, they usually taste a lot like they smell. It's also one of my favorites, so if you want to smell it, you can definitely smell the cherry in there. And it's basically like a sencha tea with cherry flavoring added to it. And it's very sweet. Do you like that one? I can set it aside for you. Okay, yeah, I'll set it aside for you. Like I said, that's probably our most popular tea that we have, so most people usually go for that when they want green tea. We also have, this is one of my personal favorites, this is a raspberry green tea. And most of these, by the way, are about $3 or $4 an ounce. So it's definitely a lot cheaper than if you went to a commercial store and got one. So if you want to smell this one, it smells very fruity. It's kind of similar to the cherry one, in that it's like a sencha green tea, but it has a lot of raspberry flavoring infused to it. Do you like this one? You do? Okay, I'll set it aside. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's very, very good iced, and especially if you add a little bit of agave or honey to it, it's really, really good. Okay. And this isn't exactly a green tea, but people who like green tea usually like this tea a lot. It's very, very caffeinated. Are you okay with drinks that are really, really caffeinated? Yeah, okay, cool. I definitely prefer for my drinks to have a lot of caffeine in them, so I definitely understand. And this is green yerba mate, so it's very popular. And again, I definitely think that smelling the teas are the best way to decide if you would like them or not. So if you just want to smell it really quick. I love the way it smells. It kind of smells like matcha tea. If you've had that before, it's like very popular powdered Japanese tea. Yeah. This one's also very good iced. I definitely think any of the teas, really, if you add agave or honey to them, and we sell agave and honey here if you'd like to buy some local honey or agave to add into your tea, we could definitely sell you some. Alright. Did you want to look at more of the green teas? No? Well, if you like those, I would definitely recommend trying an oolong tea. They're oxidized, sort of between the levels that green tea and black tea are. So it's kind of similar to green tea and also to black tea. It doesn't really have this sort of bitterness that a lot of people think that the black tea has, but still has the sort of lightness of a green tea. And this is coconut. Do you like coconut flavored things? You do? Okay, great. This is one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite oolong tea that we have. Okay. It smells really good if you want to smell it. Yeah, I really like this one a lot. I have not tried it iced, but hot. I think it would probably be good iced. It's definitely really good hot with some cream and sugar added to it. I don't normally add any cream to any of the green teas, but you can definitely add sugar to any of the teas. Like I said, the green teas, honey, and agave are very, very good. And if you add agave, you only need a tiny, tiny bit of agave because it's actually much sweeter than sugar is, but it's a sort of healthy substitute for it. Were you interested in smelling any of our herbal teas? Yeah? Alright, we have a ton of herbal teas. Do you like fruitier herbal teas? We have a lot of peach, mango, raspberry herbal teas. No? Okay. Do you like minty teas? Okay, great. Well, we do have just like a raw peppermint extract tea if you wanted to try that. Yeah? Okay. If you wanted to smell it really quick, this is it right here. And like I said, they're all about $3 to $4 an ounce. And for an extra just $2, we can give them to you in these little glass case holders. It's a very good way to store your tea because if you have it sealed really well like this, your tea can last for months and months and months. But if you have your tea exposed to oxygen, basically, or just air really, it tends to sort of lessen the flavor of them really quickly. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep your teas sealed very tightly. But there's a lot of things that you can buy, and we have, if you want to look at our merchandise, we do have a lot of holders for the teas. So this is the peppermint, and it just smells very, very strongly of peppermint. Yeah, if you want to smell it. It smells like gum, kind of. But this tea has a lot of health benefits. So it has a lot of like antioxidants and things like that. All of our teas have a lot of antioxidants, and especially the green teas are really metabolism boosting. So that one's really good. And if you like that one, I would definitely recommend a tea that we have that's called On the Waterfront, which is it's a mixed herbal tea. So it has a lot of, it's very flowery, and it also has a lot of spearmint in it. So you can definitely see the different flowers mixed into the tea. It's a very beautiful tea, I think, but it's also very, very good. I really like to have minty teas right before bed because I think that they're really, really calming. We also have lavender teas and chamomile teas, which are also, I think, very calming if you wanted to try those. No, just the mint teas. Okay, for sure, no problem. I love this one, especially if you like minty teas. I love minty teas just because they're so refreshing. So if you want to smell it, you can definitely smell the spearmint in there. If you want to smell. Yeah, I love this tea. It's also very good iced, somewhat surprisingly. I think just the raw peppermint one, it's kind of lacking iced. I definitely think it's one that you would want to have hot. But this one's good iced because it has other flowery notes in it. And shut it. But yeah, I'm a very big fan of this tea. And it's also very good with like a little bit of honey, maybe a little bit of sugar. Usually the peppermint I think is very good just by itself. And also the peppermint is very good combined with some chamomile or some lavender. But you can combine the peppermint with like most teas, so. But do you want me to set this one aside for you? Yeah? Okay. Alright, and did you want to try any of our black teas? Because you have a few herbal teas now, and you have a few green teas. Yeah, okay. Okay, my favorite, personally, my favorite black tea is the cream Earl Grey. It's like regular Earl Grey tea, except it has shavings of vanilla in it. So it's very, very good. Would you like to try it? Sure. If you want to smell it. I love the smell of this one. Yes, you can definitely, it smells like regular Earl Grey, but it's also, you can really smell the vanilla extract in there. So if you want to smell it, it smells very, very sweet. This tea, it's really good with cream and sugar. It's also really just good with sugar. It's also really good iced. If you want to like ice it down when it's hot, if you want to like mix the sugar into it, and then once it's iced, you can add some like vanilla cream to it. It's delicious. It's very sweet. It's kind of like a dessert tea at that point, but it's also really good just in the morning to have, because there's also a lot of caffeine in this tea. Do you like it? Okay, I'll set that aside for you too. Okay. Another black tea that I'd recommend is our peach black tea. This is the peach black tea. It kind of speaks for itself. It's just kind of like a very sort of savory peach flavor, really. If you want to smell it. It's also very good with cream and sugar. I think most of the black teas are very good with cream and sugar. You're not a big peach fan? Okay. We won't add that one in. Another black tea that I really, really like, especially if you like the cream Earl Grey, is we have a pomegranate vanilla black tea, which is really delicious, and I have it right here. This is one of my favorite black teas. I drink this one all the time. It's kind of one that I've been obsessed with recently. I just like to smell them too so I know what people are experiencing before they smell them. So if you want to smell it, yeah, really you can smell both the vanilla and the pomegranate notes in it. They're just both very, very strong, but it's great with cream and sugar, and it has a lot of caffeine in it. So if you're looking for a nice caffeine buzz, this is definitely a safe bet. So it's really, really good. So it looks like you have about 8 teas. How much of them were you thinking about buying? Well, about 1 ounce gets you 8-ounce cups of tea. So I recommend just like 1 to 3 ounces. Any more than that, especially since it's your first time buying the teas, any more than that, I think people tend to end up having a lot left over, because since you're just buying them, you're kind of figuring out which ones that you really, really like the best. So about 2 ounces. Yeah, I think I think that's definitely a smart amount to buy. And do you have teaware to make the tea with? No? Okay, well, I have a very good teapot that I could recommend you. It's very, very pretty. It's kind of heavy, but it makes about 16 ounces of tea. And so yeah, it's cast iron, and you can just set it on your stove directly and boil the water. It doesn't whistle, but you can kind of hear when the tea is ready. So, but we do also have teapots that whistle if you are looking for that sort of classic tea making experience. But I definitely would not recommend just like microwaving water, because that is just kind of sacrilegious in the world of tea. So this is a very good teapot, and it is very, very durable. It'll probably last you years, actually. Would you like to add this? Yeah? Okay, great. And also, if you are just wanting some tea on the go, I do have some little tea bags that I could recommend to you. Would you like to look at those? Yeah? Okay. And these, they're very cheap. We usually will give you about 100 for $1, so it's a very good deal. And they're just these little tea bags. And it opens up right there. And you just want to take a teaspoon, and you want to take about, for a 16-ounce cup, most to-go cups would be about 16 ounces, or 12 ounces. You want to take about 2 teaspoons of tea, and just scoop it in here. And I should also tell you quickly what the steep times for the teas would be. So for the black teas, you're going to want to let these steep for about 5 to 7 minutes. I usually like for my black teas to be strong, so I usually let mine steep for about 8 or 9 minutes, but you'll kind of figure out what it is that you like. Some people usually only let them steep for about 5 or 6 minutes because they think any longer than that can make the tea kind of bitter. So you definitely kind of want to figure out where your happy place is in the steep times. So then for the herbal teas, this is the peppermint tea. These, they can't really get bitter, in my opinion, no matter how long you let them steep. So for these, if you want them to be really strong, I would say steep them for about 7 or 8 minutes. So, and that goes for the peppermint and the spearmint tea that you are buying. So, and then for the green teas, like this is the Kyoto Cherry Rose. These usually have much shorter steep times. You would want to let this steep for about just 3 or 4 minutes, I would say. So, yeah. Do you have any other questions about any of the teas? No? Okay, well, I'll give you a list of all the teas that you bought. So if you like them, and we'll also write down which teas on the bottom of the glass case that we give them to you in, so you know which ones you're drinking. And we'll also write down the steep time for you, just so you know, because we don't expect you to remember all of this right away. And that way, so if you come back, you can just show us the paper, and we'll know exactly which ones to get out for you if you want to buy more of the tea in the future. Alright, well, do you have any other questions? No? Okay. Well, feel free to call here or come back by. I'm here most days, so you can always just come in and ask me any questions, or anyone who works here. So, if you want to just come over to the register, I can check you out for the teas. And yeah, thanks so much for coming in.